Hello everyone, Adam Monk here again from FourFourTwo. Now, Newcastle fans up in the northeast, have I got some exciting news for you? Yes, that's right, you've made a January sign-in, and that sign-in is none other than Mr. Erling Haaland. Sorry about that, my mistake, bit of a lookalike. His name's actually Alfie Harrison. However, still be excited because he is a very, very exciting footballer, and here is why. Obviously, it's worth mentioning first that he's not going to walk straight into the first team. That'd be ridiculous. He's only 18 years old, not played a senior minute of football yet. But where does he play just for Newcastle's peace of mind? Well, he's a box-to-box midfielder in a midfield 8, and he can also play a deeper role due to his tactical nous. And of course, City at every level in their academy system all sing on the same hymn sheet, playing the Pep Guardiola style of play. So imagine him in that sort of Ilkay Gundogan box-to-box role, knowing when to arrive and also being able to drive with the ball as well in particular. His ball striking as well is something to note, and you're going to see quite a lot of clips of it here, but the ability to go with the laces, the side foot, or sometimes the head is quite remarkable for a guy who's a midfielder by trade as well. In terms of on the ball as well, he likes to operate in that left half space and play quick combinations with the wingers and fullbacks on that left-hand side, and play some killer passes as well to the strikers. So much of the mould of a Phil Foden, you might say, someone like that. And I think there's a lot of English players sort of in that 8, sort of 10 position coming through the ranks now. It's kind of the new wave. Like, the English players like this did not used to exist 10, 15 years ago. But obviously the coaching at grassroots level has fundamentally changed. And overall, in addition to that, his knowledge of when to make the runs and when to drive forward with the ball is really impressive. And in particular, his ability to drive with the ball is incredibly impressive as well. Also playing in the Under-18s Premier League this season, he has 8 goals and 4 assists already this season, which is really strikers' numbers from a number 8. Of course, take it with a slight pinch of salt, because I remember Erling Haaland scoring 9. I think that was in an under-18s or under-21s game for Norway. So I know you can get some really inflated numbers at that level with the disparity between some of the players, but it's impressive nonetheless, and he really has been City's standout player at that level in the team throughout the season. In addition to that, Newcastle fans, I just wanted to address one thing as well. He has actually been training with the first team for the last 6 months, for the duration of this whole season, which is very, 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 very telling of his quality, because the only other youngsters who've really done that under Pep Guardiola consistently, I'm talking 5 days a week training with the first team, have been the likes of Rico Lewis, Cole Palmer, Oscar Bob, Phil Foden, and a couple of top players like Tommy Doyle as well, who's now at Wolves, players like that as well. So it really shows that we're talking about a Premier League quality player here at the very least, and if not, maybe someone of Oscar Bob or maybe even Phil Foden's ilk in the future, but you know, we shall see about that. But the fact he's trained with the first team speaks volumes about this player's quality, trust me.
He gives the tests.
Now, the second part of this video I really wanted to talk about is why I actually think this is a fantastic move and also overall transfer strategy for Newcastle right now. And I'm not talking about the transfer strategy going on with Saudi Arabia and trying to meet PSR by selling players over there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the signing of young English talent from particularly Manchester City and Chelsea. Right, now, don't shoot me, but I am going to have to bring this up to kind of make my point. So we're going to talk about briefly PSR. Yes, PSR, profitability and sustainability. It's here to stay, and it's been implemented across the Premier League. But what it actually does is incentivise teams with big academies and big budgets like Manchester City and Chelsea to sell off some of their best academy assets to meet PSR thresholds. So Cole Palmer being an amazing example. Of course, Todd Bowley's got a weird obsession with kids at the moment. Not in that way, but, you know, just like young footballers at the moment. Todd Bowley's got an obsession with that. He wanted Cole Palmer, and City looked at the 40 million price tag. Perhaps they'd have wanted to keep him pre-PSR, but of course the 40 million offer for a player who's a fringe part player in the team is simply too attractive to turn down. Another example of this relevant to Newcastle would of course be signing Lewis Hall as well from Chelsea in the summer, who was highly regarded at Cobham and Stamford Bridge, but I guess just the size of Chelsea's squad and the fact that they had so many highly sought after youth players within their system, you know, Todd Bowley thought it was fair enough to sell him really, and he's really done well at Newcastle so far. Been one of their standout performers this season when he's been on the pitch, of course scoring that goal at Old Trafford as well, so that's just another great example. And over at City as well, the likes of Romeo Lavia, who they sold to Southampton, then got a sell-on clause too when he went to Chelsea. The likes of Samuel Edozie, who went to Southampton. Gavin Bazunu, who is also at Southampton. Jeremy Frimpong, who's now at Bayer Leverkusen as well. Douglas Luiz, who's at Aston Villa. Of course, another big example being Michael Olise as well, who was at City and then Chelsea's academy. Of course, then went to Reading and Crystal Palace and has done very well and is probably going to end up back at one of those teams or Manchester United soon. But a lot of academy players being shipped in recent years. But with the size and success of the CFA and Cobham, it really has... What word can I use? It's really... Let me think. It's really made a large pool of a lot of the best young players in England congregate into those two academies, meaning that if you're another club looking to buy from those academies, you can be rest assured that you are probably getting a very good player, or at least you have a higher percentage chance of getting a top-level player than the other academies now. And the results in the lower divisions, the Under-18s Premier League, the Premier League 2, really have gone to show this in recent years. So what I'm saying is these youth gems have always existed and they always will, but now with the success and size of the CFA and Cobham, it's a bigger predictor of where these gems actually lie for the other clubs looking to snoop in and buy. And of course, Chelsea and City are now incentivised by PSR to sell off their academy products to these teams. You know, for even 15 million fees, things like that, accumulate them and then meet PSR via that. And this isn't me excusing City or Chelsea for the charges, by the way. I'm just saying it's a viable strategy. So for Newcastle and Alfie Harrison, yes, he may well go on loan and yes, he may not play minutes instantly, but signings like this and signings like Lewis Hall and other young players that will come in. Of course, Newcastle fans as well, you already have Trevan Sanusi, Leo Shahar, Travis Hearns, Lewis Miley as well, the 17-year-old who's of course been playing a lot of games this season, Lewis Hall as well, and Alfie Harrison. You've got a really strong core of youth players there. And in the case of Lewis Hall and Alfie Harrison, it's a low-risk, high-reward signing when you're signing from the likes of City and Chelsea's academies. And if Newcastle continue to adopt this strategy, of course having to meet PSR and sell the likes of Almiron and stuff, first-team players in the process, they're going to be stood in good stead in the future if they invest in these top young talents and slowly integrate them into their team in 3-4 years' time, I really feel. So yes guys, there we go. Short video on Alfie Harrison. Of course, I'm not Alfie Harrison's biggest fan. I've not watched him every week. I don't know everything about him, but I just thought the general point of Newcastle going for this signing was very, very interesting and worth making a short video on. So if you're a Newcastle fan, let me know if you're excited about Alfie Harrison. If you're a City fan, I'm presuming you're not sad to see him go, but what do you think about him as a footballer? And if you're another football fan, then yeah, feel free to leave another comment.
Okay guys, here's something else too. I don't care about any of this, really.
If I'm being honest, I don't care that much either.
Right?
Yeah, I guess I don't really care that much either.
What? No, you
I don't know. It's annoying, but I don't care.
But yes, guys, do not forget to subscribe. We're slowly creeping up to that 500k mark, and it would mean the world to get there as quickly as possible. I hope you have a lovely evening or day whenever you're watching this. I have been Adam Monk. Take care. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.